What's up, guys? Taylor going here. This is my third check-in for the documentation of my first insulin cycle. I've already gotten a few questions about what's going on and a few things I need to clear up. The first one I want to address is when I said that I had an unstructured diet. So let me dive into that a little bit while I dose this up. It is very structured, but it goes in phases. And right now it's not that structured because I just finished a whole year of training and competing, and now it's time to relax a little bit. So, you know, it's pretty fucking stupid to, never mind. It's my fault. I should have addressed it. I really like to break my dieting into 3 different phases, and those 3 different phases can have different tiers to them. But I think it's really important, at least for me, to go through a bit of time of lack of structure so that you crave structure. Now, within those times of lack of structure, I'm not, obviously, I said, I was very vague. I said I was eating like an asshole and eating pizza and this and that. I still have rough macros that I'm aiming for, and I still have priorities of which macros get the highest priorities on training days versus off days. So, unstructured does not mean not giving a fuck at all. It means it's less structured than the highest amount of structure that I might go through, which is, 20 weeks of dieting from 140 kilos to 120 kilos. That's 44 fucking pounds. I dieted 44 pounds over the course of about 16 to 20 weeks. And then I went and competed at a world championship. And I moved down a whole weight class. That's no easy task at all. And I'm very, very regimented. Like that was as far in. I obviously didn't get as shredded as a fucking bodybuilder, pro bodybuilder stepping on stage, but like that diet had as much regimen, as much cardio. It was geared towards performance, not physique. But obviously, for those of you that paid attention, you saw how fucking much my physique improved. Well, I'm going to touch on the 3 phases of diet later because I could just make several videos about that. But for right now, just know there is structure, there is intent behind all of it. But I'm giving myself a little bit of freedom to relax and just, I respond to calories so fucking well. Like, I can eat junk. Like when I go through phases like where I'm dieting hard, and I kind of really increase my metabolism, increase the capacity that I can, how much I'm burning for how much I'm taking in. Like you can increase that the more that you diet and the leaner that you get and the stronger that you get. So I've like bought myself some fucking time where my stomach is just like a furnace and it'll take up and eat anything. Like I'm getting fucking leaner and leaner, and I'm just, like I said, I'm nailing the first half of the day, completely structured. Everything around the training is perfect. Pre, intra, post, and post. Everything's perfect. So that buys that. The unstructured part where I'm talking about eating an asshole is 1 or 2 meals. It's just the end of the day. And the things that I crave when I'm eating like a fucking asshole is like fucking burgers, potatoes, steaks. Like, you know what I mean? So it's not like I'm just going off being a fucking asshole. Now, let's talk about the next question. Why am I doing this cycle? First of all, shout out to my boys for asking this question, Seth and Alex Sokup, 2 extremely talented, up and coming strongman in the open and 105 weight classes. Very fun to watch. Make sure to give them a follow if you're interested in strongman. But thank you guys for watching. It means a lot. Got a lot of respect for you guys and your coach. So thank you for watching and asking questions. The reason behind this cycle, it's a little bit of an experiment, but every year I don't run traditional cycles where I'm like, I'm going to run a 12-week cycle. I go in year cycles. So basically, I'm running. I started my prep in March right after the Arnold, the full prep, right? Like I had my little pre-prep where I'm getting things straightened away. It's in that second phase of dieting, which we'll go over later, but essentially it's just kind of a transition block of translating everything that you've accumulated from your first phase into your preparation phase. So um, why I'm doing this cycle. So, you know, up until that 16 weeks, I'm pushing myself on the least amount that I can handle, TRT, whatever you want to call it. And then you do your prep, you hit your fucking full-blown cycle where you're up on a blast, and then you go back down to TRT, right? I come completely off. After I finish a big show like that, I come completely off. And it's always felt amazing. I love it. Like 4 to 6 weeks, I'll just come off cold turkey, nothing, no PCT, nothing. And then I get scared because of hearsay and rumors, and you're just like, oh, I'm gonna get depressed and be fucked, and right. Well, it feels so good that I would like to push myself as far as I can and see what that looks like. So I've been off completely for 7 to 8 weeks. I still feel great. No sides, nothing. I feel amazing. I'm not saying I recommend this. I've done some shit that I can't explain with food and dosing and this and that, and I'm not going to get into it, but this is what I do is I experiment a little bit, and sometimes things go wrong, but I don't care. It's worth it for me, and this is the journey that I've chosen, and this is what I like to do. So I'm going to push myself as hard as I push on the in season, but I'm going to do it on lower doses. Now, let me get into the training side of that a little bit. You know, you're not going to be able to hit your best lifts off shit, but you can push your capacity. You can push your hypertrophy, you can push your speed, and you can push your skill. You can improve and push through as shitty as you might feel. You can fucking get all four of those things stronger. All of the things that go into absolute strength and competition strength. Basically everything over 75 to 80%. Everything under that, that builds that, you can fucking get that better. I don't care what anyone tells you, you can feel like a bag of shit on no test. You can improve those things. So, with that being said, that's the style that I'm going to train in. I'm not going to search for these numbers and try to prove to myself that I'm still strong. I know how programming works. I know how eating works. I know how drugs work. It will come back. It's always come back, and it's always come back significantly fucking better. So I am done worrying myself sick about, oh no, is it not gonna, I don't know. I am always gonna wanna fucking come back, okay? And that comes with time. You have to prove to yourself that it's just gonna be there. So it is normal to go through those phases and to have these fears that, you know, I have to train heavy all year round. I have to train strongman movements all year round. I have to take drugs all year round, even if it's a little amount. All of these things that fucking bind you inside and outside of the gym. I'm talking about everything. Everything that if you sit there and analyze, why am I making this decision or not making this decision? And if it comes down to fear, a fear that you haven't seen proof of this happening, or it's a little bit unrealistic or it's tied to your ego. You have to let go of those things. They'll keep you down. So, again, back to the point why I'm running the cycle. Um, I would like my 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 hypothesis is an experiment, right? So my hypothesis, my theory or whatever, my goal that I'm trying to get from it is to compensate and get as much out of my training as possible while I'm not running anything to let all that shit cool down because this is another couple common myths. Like people will say like, you know, once you get all you can out of a certain dose, then you always got to do more, and you got to do more, and you got to do more. And it's that whole, oh, once you get on the juice train, you'll never get off the juice train type thing. One, no the fuck I won't. I'm gonna stay on that bitch and ride it till the end. Second of all, well, I'm getting a little dizzy from the fucking shit. I forgot what my second of all was. Anyways, I'm trying to compensate for my training, as much out of my training as possible. I want to be building as much muscle as possible. I cut to 120 from 305. 305 to 265, 140 to 120 pounds and kilos. Like I said, I'm eating as much as I can. I've been taking the growth hormone without the insulin. I'm doing everything that I can coming out of that show to put weight back on. Because Zach, my coach, when we talked after the show, we said, all right, that was way too hard of a cut to cut from 300. So we're going to give yourself a weight cap of 285. Well, my diet kind of just like lingered and continued as much as I was eating. Like I kept losing weight and getting stronger. So when I got back to the States, I stepped on the scale. I was still fucking like 269, right? And I cut 20 pounds of water, 15 pounds of water to get down to 120. So it was like, you know, and so now I'm sitting here and I'm like, well, I'm lean enough to make use of insulin because I do believe you got to be fairly advanced and developed and somewhat lean to get as much out of it as you can in a healthy way. I'm finally at this point where I'm like, I'm confident in my abilities. I know it's all gonna fucking come back. I've never tried the insulin. I've always wanted to experiment with it, but I wanted to get to a spot where I felt like I've earned that, and I'm comfortable enough with the dieting to prove that I can handle such a thing. And you know, so it is a lot of an experiment. But you know, the thing is like I'm going to be putting on muscle, right? So the goal is to get back up to 285, but well, I thought it was going to be really easy to do with food, and I thought I was going to soften up a lot. Well, I'm eating as much as I can handle, and I'm not putting on any weight. So let's try the insulin. Let's try to do it right and put on as much lean tissue as possible. Try to maintain my same leanness now as I get up, put some weight back on, and get get fucking stronger and bigger without drugs. Like how think about that. How fucking valuable would it be to get bigger and stronger without using steroids and then use steroids? Hey? Fuck yeah. That's right. That's the answer, Seth. So that I can use steroids more and better, bitch. So anyways, I'm excited about tonight's session. One thing on the insulin, I mentioned I was doing 15 grams of carbs per unit. I've decided to lower that to 10 because I noticed after about 12, I was getting really sleepy. It was sitting in my stomach, and I just didn't feel the utilization of it like I mentioned, like I was feeling in the beginning. So we're gonna try lowering that just a little bit and see how it goes. I'm really excited for tonight's session because I'm just going in. I'm gonna try to get the nastiest fucking pump I've ever gotten. You know, because that's what it's all about. And you know, I I missed my triceps and shoulder accessories yesterday after that axle, so You know, I trained in the morning. I had all day to rest and eat, and and then all of today. It's like midnight right now, so I had all of today. I wasn't planning on training, but I had a couple naps, had some really good meals, and I never really get that opportunity to just like when I'm super full and super fueled and have like almost like a whole rest day between. Well, I always do that for like heavy, really important sessions, but like I never get to line it up where I'm just like, fuck yeah, let's go be a bro, let's go get a nasty fucking pump. So tonight is just all about doing it like I did back in the day, back in college when I discovered pre-workout and the original Jack 3D formula, and you know, so yeah, I'm just gonna go fucking just go try to grow my fucking triceps and delts as much as I can. And yeah, so my 100 grams of carbs tonight was 82 grams of cinnamon toast crunch, which is 2 cups, a banana, 120 grams of banana, and then like 10 grams of honey, which puts us right at like 105 grams of carbs. So I'm gonna finish this up. I'm gonna go train. I don't know if I'll include any clips for this. I'm just gonna go have fun and do what I want to do. But this is my third little installment of, I don't know. Thanks for watching. Please keep asking me questions. Keep sending me shit, even if it's negative, because it really does help me. And yeah, thanks for watching. Like, share, whatever you got to do.